Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have to tell you, this isn't just any rumor floating around. It's a buzz that's been gaining steam in NFL circles, and it could be one of those moves that define the upcoming seasons for the Bears and shake up the entire NFC North. You see, the Cincinnati Bengals, currently sitting at a 2-6 record, are facing some serious financial realities, and they're in a rebuilding phase that's forcing them to make some tough decisions. And one of those decisions might just be trading away one of their most explosive offensive weapons, Ja'Marr Chase. Yes, you heard that right, Chase, the 2021 draft pick, the 5th overall selection, known for his incredible ability to stretch defenses and make those big plays down the field, could soon be donning a different jersey. Now, why would the Bengals do that? Well, it all comes down to cap space and strategic planning. Cincinnati is carrying about $13 million in cap deficit for 2026, and after allowing 4 yards per rush last season, their focus is shifting heavily towards fixing their defensive line. They're prioritizing free agency and draft picks to bolster their front seven, and that means moving on from Chase, who, despite his youth and undeniable talent, is seen as a luxury they can't afford right now. So, what are the Bengals asking for in return? According to insiders and reports, they're looking at a pretty significant haul, a second-round pick in the 2026 draft plus a 6th rounder in 2027. That's quite a package, especially for a player like Chase, who has already accumulated over 800 receiving yards in his career, with 42 touchdowns and an average of 1 yards per reception until September 15, 2025. He's still just 25 years old, and his production this season has been nothing short of elite, with 50 receptions for 750 yards in just 8 games. Just last week, he exploded for 158 yards against the Ravens, showcasing his ability to take over games. With a contested catch rate of 66%, he's hovering in the upper echelon of NFL receivers, and despite the injuries he faced in 2024, he's been a prime example of explosiveness and consistency, comparable to a prime Justin Jefferson in terms of YAC, even with a shoulder injury. That kind of talent can transform an offense overnight. Now, let's flip the script and look at what the Chicago Bears are getting out of this potential deal. For starters, the Bears are sitting with around $8 million in cap space, but more importantly, they're in dire need of a deep threat at wide receiver. Their current core, while talented, has been hampered by injuries and inconsistent production, especially in the big play department. Adding Chase to the mix would be like injecting pure adrenaline into their offense. Imagine him forming a dynamic trio alongside Darnell Mooney, who's been playing at an impressive PFF grade of 89.5, and Oduns, who's been making plays and creating mismatches. The potential here is enormous. If Chase joins, the Bears could realistically project over 300 yards receiving from this trio alone in the upcoming season, transforming their passing game into one of the most explosive in the league. The chemistry between Chase and Mooney, combined with Odun's speed and YAC ability, would elevate the offense to new heights, possibly even pushing the Bears into a Super Bowl conversation. But what about the specifics of how Chase would impact their game plan? Well, first, his ability to be a vertical threat would open up so many opportunities for Justin Fields, especially on play-action passes. His 81% separation rate, which is elite, means he gets open consistently, even against tight coverage. That forces defenses to dedicate extra resources to stopping him, which in turn creates space for others. Think about the mismatches with Moore and Oduns creating chaos in the secondary. Chase's presence would also improve their red zone efficiency. Currently, the Bears' red zone touchdown rate hovers around 57%, but with Chase's contested catch ability and big play potential, that percentage could easily rise to around 66%. That's a game changer, especially in close contests where every point counts. On top of that, his addition would help alleviate some of the pressure on the offensive line, which has been dealing with sacks, 21 so far this season. With a deep threat like Chase stretching the field, the play-action game becomes even more effective, boosting success rates from roughly 42% to nearly 49%. That's a significant increase, and it would allow the Bears to balance their offense better, mixing runs with swift, averaging 4 yards per carry, and quick passes to keep defenses honest. And let's not forget the defensive side of the ball. While the focus is on the offense, we all know how a potent passing attack can take some pressure off the defense by controlling the game tempo and forcing opponents into more predictable pass-heavy schemes. The Bears, who are currently allowing around 4 points per game, could see that number decrease as their offense becomes more dynamic, giving their defense a chance to rest and regroup. This kind of upgrade doesn't just boost their chances in individual games, it's about setting a tone for the entire franchise moving forward. Now, on the bigger picture, this potential trade could have huge implications for the Bears' Super Bowl aspirations. The odds for winning the championship, which currently hover around +40, could see a significant drop, possibly to around +500. That's a huge jump, and it's similar to what we saw happen with the Kansas City Chiefs last season when they added key pieces that increased their explosiveness, especially in the passing game. Chase's ability to be a game-changer in the playoffs, especially in high-pressure situations, makes him a true X-factor. If the Bears can secure him and integrate him quickly into their scheme, they could become a serious contender in the NFC. The NFC North is wide open this season, with teams like the Lions, Packers, and Vikings all vying for supremacy. But with Chase on their roster, the Bears could tilt the scales significantly in their favor. A team with Chase, Moore, Oduns, and a balanced attack featuring Swift and Fields would be tough to stop. Plus, the added depth at wide receiver and the potential for explosive plays would make the Bears a nightmare for defenses, especially in crucial moments. Looking at the bigger NFL landscape, this move also signals a shift in how teams are valuing young, explosive receivers. Chase, despite his young age, has already shown he can dominate against top defenses, and teams are now willing to pay a premium for those big play threats. The Bengals, in a sort of rebuild mode, are prioritizing cap space and youth, and trading Chase for future assets makes sense from their perspective. Meanwhile, the Bears are seizing the moment to accelerate their rebuild, especially on offense, with plans to compete at a higher level sooner rather than later. This isn't just a move for this season, it's about laying the foundation for a future powerhouse. And let's talk about the potential long-term effects. If Chase joins the Bears and they succeed, it could set a new standard for how the franchise builds around a young quarterback like Justin Fields. It's about creating a high-octane, explosive offense that can compete with the best in the league, and Chase's addition could be the keystone in that puzzle. It's also about changing perceptions, from being a team known for defense and running the ball to one that can truly light up the scoreboard and dominate through the air. That shift would attract even more talent, both in free agency and the draft, leading to a cycle of growth and success that could last for years. Of course, all of this hinges on the trade actually happening and how quickly Chase can adapt to the Bears' system. But if it does, we're looking at a game-changing move that could elevate the Bears to a new level and reshape their identity as an offensive powerhouse. It's a bold move, a statement that the Bears are serious about contending now and in the future. And for fans who have been waiting for that breakthrough, it's an exciting time. The possibility of seeing Ja'Marr Chase in navy and orange, making those jaw-dropping catches, running past defenders, and helping the Bears chase a Super Bowl, it's exactly what this franchise needs to ignite their hopes once again. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So in summary, folks, this potential trade isn't just about swapping a talented receiver for draft picks. It's about transforming the entire offensive identity of the Chicago Bears. It's about giving Justin Fields the weapon he needs to unlock his full potential, about creating mismatches that defenses just can't handle, and about setting the stage for a possible Super Bowl run. The Bengals are resetting and looking toward the future, while the Bears are pushing all in on their current window, aiming for greatness. If this trade happens, it would send shockwaves through the NFL. But for us Bears fans, it's a sign that brighter days might be just around the corner. The excitement, the anticipation, it's all building up, and I for one can't wait to see how it unfolds. Remember, the NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. Chicago is on the rise, and with a move like this, they could be on the brink of something truly special. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.